Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Come on in, come on in, come on in, and say hello when you come in. Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? Say hello when you come in. And the pandemic is getting better, right? Like we're returning to life as we knew it before the COVID-19. So how exciting is that? I hope everyone is doing great. Say hello when you come in. We have an exciting conversation today about 50 things to know about your health if you're over 50. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining from my Facebook group. You know what? I'm so sorry if you're joining from the Facebook group. I'm not able to see the names because it's a private group. So I see you. So thank you for joining, right? Good morning. And we're going to talk about an exciting conversation today. And these are things that I wish I knew when I was turning 50. No one told me. I don't know if anybody told you. I don't know if you knew these things. I did not know these things. So if you're 45, 46, 47, 48, you may want to tune in for this series. It's going to be a 10-week series. Every week I'll share 5 things that you should know about your health if you're over 50 so that you can prepare as well. Before you turn 50. So I want to welcome you and thank you for hopping on today. And please go ahead and share the broadcast if you're not on my private page, but go ahead and share the broadcast so we can invite others to join. If this is your first time connecting with me, my name is Nicolene Ambi, and my mission is to inspire you to optimize your health so that you can blossom at any age. I believe that if we're going to live life and live it to the fullest, we should be healthy. We should do the best that we can to optimize our health and to know what we're doing in terms of our health. Sadly, many people don't know what they're doing in terms of their health. I didn't know either. So these are things that I have learned, I have researched, I have applied to myself, and I'm sharing this with you so that you too can be educated, so that you're not in the dark like I was. So come on in. Hello, Albert. Nice seeing you as well, Albert. Thank you for joining. So we're going to talk about 50 things to know about your health when you're over 50 or if you're over 50. So being 50 or turning 50 can be really exciting, right? This is the time when you've left all the stressful events in your life, the heartbreaks, the disappointments, and the hard work, all of the things that you experienced when you were younger. You've left all those stressful times behind. Perhaps your children have already gone to college, or you have probably the last one who's going to college. So you have some free time for yourself now. Perhaps you're looking ahead to retirement. You're thinking about what you're going to do in your retirement years. So your best years are really still ahead of you when you turn 50, right? Well, it depends. It depends on if you're healthy, because when you turn 50, your body changes a lot. A lot of things happen to your body. And if you're not really paying attention, it can really throw you off balance. You can really struggle with your health at this stage of life if you're not aware of what you are doing or what you should be doing. So knowing what to expect and remaining as informed as possible about your health will make that transition into your 50s more enjoyable and easier for you, right? So let's talk about the 5 things that you should know about your health if you're over 50. Now, number 1, the first thing is heart disease is your biggest risk. Heart disease is your biggest risk. Did you know that according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, heart disease is the number 1 cause of death for women in the United States? Did you know that? Did you also know that 1 in 5 women die of heart disease and heart-related conditions? And how does that happen? How does heart disease happen? Heart disease happens when we have plaque buildup in our arteries. That's called atherosclerosis, right? There's plaque buildup in your arteries, and when that stays there over time, that causes heart disease, and that is a major cause for concern. Now, that starts when you're younger, in your younger years, and then as you get older, it just gets worse as you get older. Now, what causes plaque? What causes plaque? So that, because you have to know what causes it so that you can know how to avoid it and how to just prevent it, right? Or how to reverse it. We'll talk about reversing it, but that takes a lot of effort to reverse. But we'll share that. Number one, what causes plaque? What causes plaque is one, smoking. When you smoke, that's one. Number two, bad cholesterol or high LDL cholesterol. Bad cholesterol usually comes from eating a lot of meat, a lot of fats, and it forms a plaque in your arteries. Number three cause of plaque in your arteries is consistent, uncontrolled high blood pressure. When your high blood pressure is consistently high, not controlled, it widens your arteries and it weakens and damages your arteries, making room for more plaque to build up in your arteries. Number four, high blood sugar. When you have excess sugar in your blood, this can lead to plaque in your arteries. Number five is alcohol consumption. And people don't know this, that when you drink a lot of alcohol, that can add more fat to your blood, leading to plaque in your arteries. There are some people who just drink too much alcohol, and that's not good for your brain. It's not good for your heart. It really, at some point in your life, that's going to incapacitate you. You're going to be incapacitated at some point later on down the road when you continue to take too much alcohol. Number six is excess weight. When you have excess body fat, when you're overweight, sadly, that causes atherosclerosis or plaque in your arteries. And also lack of exercise will cause plaque in your arteries, because lack of physical activity will aggravate and even cause that plaque to build up. So when you exercise, you break down the blockage, you break down the plaque in your arteries. So exercise is great. So those are the causes of plaque in your arteries. Now we know what causes plaque in the arteries. Now, how do we remove the plaque from the arteries? Now, or let me ask it differently. Is it possible to remove plaque once it's built up in the arteries? And for those of you who are just joining now, we're talking about the 50 things that you should know about your health before you turn 50, or if you're over 50, right? And we're talking about heart disease being the number one killer. We're also talking about what causes heart disease, which is plaque buildup. And then I'm talking now about is it possible to remove plaque that's already built up in your arteries? Now, if you want to do it naturally, this is going to take a concerted, disciplined effort to be able to remove it on your own without help from medication. This is going to be, it's possible, but you will have to be at the peak of your discipline. You need to know what you're doing to be able to remove that plaque, right? So let me share with you some things that you can do to remove plaque in your arteries. Number one, you want to add more good fats to your diet. You want to add things like nuts, almonds, walnuts, cashews. You want to add those in your diet. You also want to add avocado and fish like salmon that have omega-3. Right? The second way to remove plaque in your arteries is to cut out every source of saturated fat. All fatty meat, fatty foods, dairy, you want to cut dairy out. You also want to cut out things like cookies, snacks, processed meats, packaged foods. You want to cut all those saturated meals out of your diet completely. You also want to take in more fiber. You want to eat more fiber, because soluble fiber will lower your LDL cholesterol. And you can find fiber in foods like vegetables, lentils, beans, and oats. And then number 5, you also want to add more fruits to your diet. To add more fruits to your diet, like fruits like apples, papaya, mango, cantaloupe. Those are great sources of fruits that can help you also start to reverse that plaque. Number 6, you want to completely cut back on sugar, because sugar has no nutritional value, right? Sugar doesn't benefit you in any way except when you're, feeling good eating the sugar, but it doesn't benefit. It harms you in a very serious way. So you want to cut out all sugar, right? You also want to exercise, move your body. Right? When you move your body, you're going to lose weight. And so losing weight is also one of the ways that you'll be able to remove plaque from your arteries. So exercising, keeping your weight down, losing weight. You also want to stop smoking. So those are the lifestyle changes that you can make to be able to reverse plaque that is already built up. Now, like I said, when plaque is already built up in your arteries, it takes a lot for you to remove it. There are people who have done it. I have done it, which is why I was able to lower my blood pressure naturally and get off medication. But let me tell you how long it's taken me. It's taken me 11 months to do that. 11 months. And what did I do in those 11 months? I ate no sugar. I exercise pretty much every single day. I exercise for 30 minutes. I don't do too much, 30 minutes every single day. I made 90% of what I eat is plants, different kinds of plants. And I'll share a little bit with you about the types of plants that can help remove plaque. So that's what it takes. I ate a lot of fish. I ate a lot of nuts. All of these things that I'm sharing with you, I did them. And it takes effort. It takes discipline. The question is, how much do you want it? How badly do you want to live free of medications? How badly do you want your body to heal from the inside so that you can perform at your optimum? How badly do you want it? Many people say they want it. When you tell them what to do, they run away because they don't believe they have the discipline. And when that happens, you will continue to be in the same state that you're in. You're going to continue to depend on others to take care of your health, on others to give you the medication, to increase your dosage, to give you this and give you that and do all of this for you. You're going to depend on others if you refuse to make the changes that you need to make to optimize your heart health. Now, the other way that you can reduce or reverse plaque is through medication. When you take high blood pressure medicine, it'll help lower your blood pressure and it'll help your blood flow better. Medications, a lot of people take high blood pressure medicines. I took high blood pressure medicines for a very long time, and it didn't really work for me. I had to do something else. So what I did was implement all of these things that I'm sharing with you. And I also found key quality supplements that help my effort, right? So you completely change everything about your eating, completely change everything about your diet. Add 90% more plants to your diet. You can add plants to your diet by juicing the plants, by making smoothies with the plants, and making an exotic salad. You can replace 2 meals with that, right? Any of those. It's up to you. It also depends on your level of discipline. And when you do that, you can add key supplements that can help you support your effort. Now, what are some of those supplements that you can use? Number 1, nitric oxide is a great supplement to use in helping blood flow through your arteries. That's one. How can you get nitric oxide? You can get nitric oxide in supplement form, or you can get nitric oxide by exercising. When you exercise, you can get more nitric oxide in your blood, in your arteries. You can also get nitric oxide when you breathe through your nostrils. So you want to always develop the habit of breathing through your nostrils. Like if you feel stressed, take deep breaths. If you're lying down, practice. Just practice breathing, deep breaths. When you're exercising, don't open your mouth. Breathe through your nostrils. When you do more of that, breathe through your nostrils, you will add nitric oxide to your body. You can also add nitric oxide through food. A lot of nitrate-rich plants have nitric oxide. What are those nitrate-rich plants? Kale is a nitrate-rich plant. Arugula, that's a powerful superhouse. You want to know another powerful superhouse in nitrate-rich plants? Dandelion greens. And there's this one that's long. I don't remember the name now, but I'll put it in the comments if I remember. Spinach is great. And what else? And chard. So those are great nitrate-rich plants that you can include in your salads. You can chop them up and put them in your salads. You can juice them. Make sure you wash them really clean with vinegar, and make sure you're not adding bacteria in your body when you prepare them for your juices or your smoothies. So those are great nitrate-rich plants. You also may want to take nitric oxide in supplement form. The physicians or the medical experts who founded nitric oxide as a great vasodilator, they actually won a Nobel Prize. They're Nobel laureates for discovering nitric oxide. So there are nitric oxide supplements out there that you can take. And I do carry one as well. So if you're interested, let me know and I'll share that with you. So that's one of the ways that you can combat plaque naturally. I've also introduced something in my regimen called collagen that I'm really liking the way what it's doing for my heart. When you sleep at night on your left side and you hear your heart beating, you should not be doing that. You should be lying out and your heart is at peace, right? You're not hearing it push against the sides of your skin. So I've experienced that with using collagen, is that it's given my heart some peace. And then, so these are all natural ways that you can deal with plaque buildup in your arteries so that you can reverse heart disease, which is one of your biggest risks when you turn 50. Number 2, we're talking about, for those of you who are just joining, thank you for joining. We're talking about 50 things you should know about your health if you're over 50. Number 1 is heart disease is your biggest risk. Number 2 is that you lose muscle tone. Now, when you're younger, in your 20s and 30s, and you go to the gym or you exercise, in 2 weeks, you actually do have muscles. But when you turn 50, that's not the same thing. You don't gain as much muscle as you used to when you were younger. Why is that? Because estrogen helps maintain muscle tone. Now, with menopause and perimenopause, and for men just getting older, men don't have estrogen, but for women, estrogen will drop when you get to menopause, right? And that with the drop of estrogen, you can also experience a loss of muscle tone, right? Your muscles will decline. You have less muscles. So in order to gain back your muscles, you definitely have to work out. You have to do high intensity workouts. You have to lift weights. You have to do push-ups. You have to do things that will strengthen your muscles and make them fuller the way that they were when you were younger. So you have to work out, right? So that's one thing too. We really have to work out. We have to. Many of us don't want to. It's not a good thing not to want to not work out. It's very important to include it in your daily regimen to do your workout every single day. Put 30 minutes 30 minutes a day is all that is really needed. Now, the third thing that you need to know about your health if you're over 50 is that weight gain is easier. You gain weight easier, and it's much harder to lose weight. You gain it easier, and it's much harder to lose the weight that you've gained. Why is that? Because of increased stress levels. You're maybe stressed out a lot. When you're stressed out, it will cause you to gain weight. Number 2, your metabolism is much slower than it was when you were younger. Naturally, it just slows down. Number 3, again, we talked about that loss of muscle tone. When you lose your muscle tone, you become, you can gain weight easier. Number 4, your body actually retains fat. Your body holds onto fat. And when you continue to eat too many calories and you're not burning the calories, it's going to hold on to that fat. So you want to make sure that when you eat, you need to burn the calories, right? Number 5 is you want to decrease estrogen. I'm sorry. Albert, I'll get back to you. Number 5, decreasing estrogen levels can cause stored fat in the midsection and in the waistline. So when estrogen decreases, we know it'll store fat in your midsection and over here in your waistline. That's called visceral fat. And I like to call it vicious fat because that fat is extremely dangerous when it holds it down here in your midsection. It goes to your heart, it goes to your arteries, it goes to different parts of your body, your blood, and that affects you negatively. So we want to make sure that we control that visceral fat that's around the waist that's caused by the decline in estrogen levels. So that's the third thing that you should know if you're over 50. Now, the fourth thing that you should know is that I see my sister friend here, Judith, she's here. She's actually an expert in helping you burn that visceral fat. She does that for people who have, like for men, if you need support with burning your tummy area, for women as well, she's the person to contact. So she's right there. You can send her a message, send her a friend request, and she will assist you with that. Thank you, Judith. Number 4, the fourth thing that you should know about your health if you're over 50 is that you may have decreased bladder control. You may have decreased bladder control. And as we said, with the decline in estrogen, your muscle tone will decline. Now, this doesn't just happen to your muscles all over your body. It also happens to the muscles in your pelvis area, right? And the muscles that control your bladder. So if the muscles that control your bladder cannot restrain your bladder, then therefore, we have a challenge there with urinary incontinence. So you want to really make sure that you do what you need to do to keep your bladder tight. I see people who I think have done Kegel, I don't know if it's Kegel or Kegel exercises to retrain your bladder muscles and your pelvis muscles from being tight. Now, bladder problems after 50 are usually caused by nerve issues. If your nerves are not in good form. Number 2 is when you have muscle weakness, when you have thickening tissues. For men, it's an enlarged prostate that will cause urinary incontinence, will cause you to want to go to the bathroom all the time. So some of the ways that you can prevent bladder control issues is 1, exercising, maybe specifically exercising those for women, your pelvis area, practice exercising those. Number 2, of course, lifestyle changes. You can never go wrong with changing your diet completely, eating completely healthy. And number 3, drinking less caffeine. You want to drink less caffeine, and you want to also avoid holding heavy things, right? That may cause an accident for you. So that's number 4. Number 5, the fifth thing that you need to know about your health if you're over 50 is that your skin gets drier. Your skin gets drier, right? And after 50, you will experience just dryness all over. We'll talk about some of the other areas where you will experience dryness, but one of those areas is your skin. So in order to combat that, you have to drink a lot of water. You have to hydrate. You have to drink 3 liters, 4 liters of water every single day. You know, have your water bottle where you're just sipping water every single day so you can rehydrate and be moisturized everywhere where your body needs that extra moisture. If not, you're just going to be, it's going to be very difficult, right, to moisturize. So another thing as well, if you want to moisturize your skin, that's also great. Find moisturizers that will help add the additional moisture to your skin so that you can have that glow, that younger looking skin that you're after. So so these are the 5 things that you need to know about your health if you're over 50. I also just started a new skincare regimen, and also, as I mentioned to you, started a new collagen supplement that I think is really helping, is doing what it needs to do. Again, one of the things about using all of these things, using supplements, lifestyle changes, and exercises, you really want to listen to your body. You don't want to overdose on anything or take things that don't align with you or work well with your system. But I do encourage that you try things. You have to try different things, listen to your body. If it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, you stop, match it with different things. But you definitely don't want to be trying things without thinking about what you're doing. You need to know what you're doing, right? So I want to thank you all. If you have any questions, so those are the 5 things about your health you should know before you're 50, or if you're over 50. I do have 45 more that I'm going to be sharing in the next 10 weeks or 9 weeks. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and leave them in the chat. If you have some things to share with me as well that you've experienced in turning 50, I'll be happy to hear what those are for you. I want to thank you all for watching. Let me see. Judith. Judith. Yes. Kegels is a little known exercise that hold or drop your pelvic floor. Yes. Yes, that's the one that I was trying to refer to, Kegel exercises. And it's very common now. Like, a lot of people are doing that, practicing just holding your bladder. And I think it's good not just to hold your pelvic area and to retrain that muscle, but just generally, it helps you with self-care. It helps you, it retrains your muscles. There are so many things that we have to do to retrain our bodies, to retrain our minds. Something as simple as a Kegel exercise, you might think that it'll just help your pelvis, but generally it might help your brain. It might help you develop discipline in doing something for you, developing those self-care habits that'll help you, take you the distance. At 50, like I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, a lot of things shift. So we have to really start to shift our thinking. We have to really start to shift our habits to accommodate the changes that are happening in our bodies, so that from 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 75, we can live at our optimum, a life that we desire, a life that we intentionally have designed for ourselves, not just living haphazardly and depending on others to tell us what's happening with our bodies, depending on other people to treat you or to tell you about what you should know about yourself. We should be the ones being really informed and letting people know how we're feeling, letting your doctors know how you're feeling, so that they can give you the treatment that you need. But you also have to be a really informed patient, and you have to really take good care of yourself, right? Yeah, thank you, my dear Judith. Thank you for watching. Judith, please, if you don't mind, Judith Foyabo is a doctor of nursing practice. She's very, very knowledgeable in things of health and fat around the stomach area. That's a specialty. Get in touch with her if that's a concern for you. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Please go ahead and let me know if you have any questions, okay? Ningayo, thank you for watching. Elizabeth, my sister, I hope you found this valuable, and we will be back next Sunday to talk about the next 5 things that you should know about your health if you're over 50. Now, if you're interested in getting the nitric oxide that I shared to help open up your arteries and improve blood flow, let me know. If you're interested in getting the collagen for your skin and also for your heart health, let me know, and I'll have those available for you. So I'm always trying different things to really optimize my health, and we have a lot of work to do. We have I truly believe that God didn't put me on earth just to be passive. I have a conviction that he put me on earth to use my time to do something. It doesn't matter what I'm using that time for, but I need to be using my time to do something. And you can't use your time, you can't do anything if you're not in good health, right? If you're not mentally sharp, if you're not physically healthy, if you struggle. And so physical health, when we know better, being in poor health when we know better, is a form of disobedience. If you believe that God has you here on earth to do something, to serve, to help his people, to grow in a certain direction, all of the things that he has for you here on earth while you're here, if you're not able to do them because you're not practicing the habits that will help you accomplish his mission for your life, then that is some form of disobedience, right? So we have to make sure that we're in optimum health. And I see Marilyn says, Judith, more information, please. So Judith, reach out to Marilyn, and Marilyn, reach out to Judith. I thank you all. Marilyn, I love you. Thank you so much, Marilyn. You are always on it. You're always on every broadcast. You're always very interested in learning like I am. So I'm truly, truly excited to be partnered with you, Marilyn. And the best is yet to come. I want to thank you all for watching. Have a blessed Sunday with your families. Give your children and your spouses a hug, and I'll see you next Sunday. Take care, everyone. Love you. Bye-bye.